Is it over? Is 2025 over yet, please? I'm tired. Aren't you? If you're tired of the old cookie-cutter marketing advice and want to take your personal brand to the next level with bold, actionable strategies that truly reflect you, you're in the right place. Let's untangle your marketing mayhem with Zoe, the video confidence coach, on the Unboring Your Brand podcast. Unboring Your Brand was recorded on Wadawurrung land. Oh, yes, 2025 has been a year, and thank you so much for joining me on today's podcast. The last, second last, third last. I'm still doing podcasts, and for the end of the year, still doing a weekly drop on Sunday evenings for those who are listening / watching live. Welcome to my year in reflection of 2025, and next episode is going to be what my plans are for 2026 with the video confidence coach, and then we'll go straight into our summer series, which I have a nice couple of surprises for you there. Ultimately, this year has been a thing, has been a ride, and from what I've heard from my crew, from my people, from my peeps, it's been the same for you too. Yay, camaraderie in this timeline. Whoa. I know I sound a bit negative, but trust me, I'm just a bit tired with everything. But it's been a messy, soul-searching kind of ride, but we're going to reflect on 2025, what worked, what flopped, and why you shouldn't give up. And I kind of wanted to for a bit there, so let's reflect on that. But this is going to be a little bit more of a low-key episode compared to my usual fare. But I wanted to give you a chance of getting my honest feedback on the year that has been, also the lessons and the quiet determinant hope for 2026. And you'll definitely see that more in next week's episode. So it's not going to be my usual rah-rah, ooh-ah, na-na-na-na type of episode. But I want to give you a chance to breathe, be real, and try again for next year. So what has this been this year, if not been kicking goals and scoring touchdowns and other acronyms of sport of which I do not play or watch? This year has definitely been a year for me of, supposedly, when I look over to my left where I have my nice whiteboard of my goals for the year, of which I look at quite regularly, my year this year was to strive. It didn't end up being that year for me. It did not being my year to strive. It ended up being my year of foundations. And also ended up being my year of everything is not forever. And that is okay. This year has been an end to a lot of things that I've been doing. A lot of them obviously regarding business, but also regarding personal things as well, of learning to let go of things that do not serve me. And one of them, and for those who are on Wadawurrung land or out in Geelong and the Bellarine, it is serving a local community who does not care about me. And of course, if you are watching or listening and you are someone who is in the Geelong and Bellarine community, I'm not saying this to you personally. And you might be saying, Zoe, you were a finalist in the Geelong Business Excellence Award this year. And I thank you so much for that. And I was part of the Geelong Small Business Festival. Again, thank you. And thank you. And I thank you for everyone who gave me those opportunities. But everything is not forever. I have been a host for the Geelong Small Business Festival. Before it was Geelong Small Business Festival, it was the Victorian Small Business Festival back in 2013. I have been doing it for a very long time. And when I look back and actually review things, I see that it has not gotten me, it hasn't helped me achieve my goals. And some things do have to come naturally to an end. And after networking with more people around wider Australia and internationally as well, my energy and my efforts need to go there. So I'm not leaving Geelong behind. I'm still here on Wadawurrung land. But I am no longer dropping everything or putting so much energy and effort into a community that not necessarily has to pay me money or, what's the word? It doesn't necessarily have to give everything back to me. I'm not expecting that. But it has been 15 years of me constantly giving and giving and giving and giving and not receiving much or anything in between. Not even a smile, not even a case of recognition, not even a congratulations. So that kind of stuck with me. That gave me a chance to stop and to pause. And I have to remind myself that it wasn't a waste of time. But in Geelong especially, and I heard this recently from an event I attended, where Australia is 10 years behind when it comes to advances in the world, not just of technology, but of every, modern business practices. We are 10 years behind. You may think differently, but that's how it feels. And then in regional areas like regional Victoria, we are another 10 years behind. So we are 20 years behind most developments, not just technology and AI, but just in thought patterns, in the common ground, in stuff like that. I'm going to stop talking about that. But ultimately, it's not wasted time. I've done a lot, I've achieved a lot, and it is time for me to move on and expand. Because 2025 was a lot. Personally and professionally, it has been a tough slog. And I want to thank everyone and all of you who have listened and watched the Unboring Your Brand podcast for this long and listened to me yap about your personal brand, video marketing, and everything in between. I have been pushing hard, and it hasn't always paid off. Not just the Geelong or Wadawurrung thing, but just in general. And if you are feeling that way, I want to welcome you into this space and know that you're not alone. That this timeline is an interesting timeline. And some years are about survival more than success. And for me, I took a very large break. For those who have been enjoying my weekly live streams, and I apologize that I didn't do live streams for 6 months. And the world didn't end. And I did feel that habit, that yearning, that itchiness of wanting to get back on live streams. And I didn't. I felt like I didn't have I made a whole bunch of excuses for myself, which, of course, if I was having a coach who was specifically helping me in that area, I'd be able to have an accountability buddy, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, for those type of things. And for me, I was doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I was dealing with sickness and chronic pain, as you usually do, but this felt different. And I took this time to reflect not just on myself personally, but also what I wanted professionally. A lot of my goals and a lot of my wants for my business were influenced by other people, were influenced by other people's achievements. So really reminding myself and actually taking that time to think about what I actually wanted with what I'm doing here was a good reminder for me and a good time to, review things. And speaking of review things, I took the time to revamp my CRM, so my customer relationship management tool, and my email list, and my services and my website. So I've done a whole lot of work behind the scenes. So if you are on my email list, my Camera Ready Club, you will have received emails from me, starting back up again, trying to shake off the dust of not having done it in a while. And for those who are not yet on the club, make sure you do, because I have so many useful goodies regarding personal branding, video marketing coming in the pipeline for the rest of 2025 and all of 2026. But circling back to what I said before about failure. And for me, it's taken a long time for me to grapple with this, but failure is not a dirty word. Ego is not a dirty word. Failure is subjective. And for me, sometimes very overrated. But internally, I'm not talking about the world. The world had its own problems with failure. But for me, I have a very big problem with admitting failure and admitting that I didn't give my all into something. I procrastinate. I find shiny other things to do because that's more important, right? If I avoid the thing, it can't hurt me. I can't fail if I don't do the thing. Wonder what that feels like. And just because things like 2025 didn't go to plan, It doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It doesn't mean the business is a failure. It doesn't mean my brand is a failure. It doesn't mean that my community or my crew isn't a failure. And it's okay not to have the answers right now. This has been a bit of a down episode for a podcast. Oh, I do my best to bring up the energy because that's what you're here for, to unboring your brand, to get it going. And I'm sorry that... I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's been a bit of a shit show. But I want to thank you. Sincerely, I want to thank you for listening, for watching the Unboring Your Brand podcast this year. And of course, we still have other episodes for this year. It is only just the start of December. The Christmas have thawed out and they're ready to go. Well, in our case, summer is coming and it's going to hit hard. But what's next for us and what's next for the Video Confidence Coach? We have big updates coming. So check out for episode 90, which is the next episode, where you're going to get all the deets and all the details about 2026. As you can imagine, I've had 6 months of self-reflection and also working on back-end stuff and foundational stuff. So you're going to see a lot more of me, whether you like it or not, because next year is going to be my year of courage, of taking those steps, following those leads, and yeah. I'm going to do my best to make 2026 intentional and not rushed. But I'm also aware of my own faults, which I do a lot of. If you've ever felt like you've been treading water this year, I want to say that I feel the same for you. But just because you're treading water doesn't mean that we stop. We just take a bloody good rest. Grab some floaties, grab some pool noodles, and then keep going. And that's what this is. This is going to be keep going because, well, I'm not exactly going to be employed anywhere else, am I? Have a wonderful time. See you next week, where 2026, ooh, you're going to see a lot more from me. Bye. Thank you for listening or watching Unboring Your Brand. You can find detailed show notes with tools, offers, and episode transcriptions. Just click the first link in the description or go to vcc.training/podcast. Get involved and ask me anything about personal branding, video strategy, or just a friendly small business chat via my email, g'day@vcc.training. That is gday@vcc.training. The Video Confidence Coach would like to acknowledge and pay my respects to the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of the land on which I record my podcast. I pay my respects to their elders past and present. I stand with the traditional custodians of these lands in working towards a more equal future. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Look forward to me chatting at you next week, superstars.